Hi, welcome to Thomas Brown Coaching. Today I want to discuss first steps, what it is to take a first step, and what might be holding us back from taking a first step in the first place. So it's one of those things, when we set our sights to something, we can be sometimes held back from proceeding with it. It might be just in our mind at the beginning. Might be just an idea, and how to make that idea come to fruition. How to, I suppose, get over our negative thoughts about it, and to move on to something new and something fruitful for us. I hear this from people a lot, and I've experienced it myself, where the decision to actually go through with something is the hardest. To try something and to have the thoughts of whether it will go right or wrong, or you might be nervous about just trying it and meeting new people, and the anxiety that builds around that. I would say that if you want to try something new and something different, and it involves, let's say, meeting people, and you might be kind of nervous about meeting people. Some people are very shy compared to others. And it can be a bit of a daunting process at the beginning. It's always, I suppose, at the beginning, it's tough to try and put yourself out there. Fair enough. Put my hands up. It can be like that. But I suppose the point is, if you're doing something that you really love and really enjoy, and when you're doing that thing, that's going to give you fulfillment and happiness, whether it's long-term or short-term. The people that are doing that course might be having the same thoughts, or might be having the same ideas that you're having before you do it. They might be even more nervous than you are, but they'd be doing that thing because it's something that's true to them also. So they'd be very like-minded people. And you can't really predict which way it's going to go. So sometimes we might have it in our mind that, the worst case scenario, and everything will implode, or we get stuck in our words, or we have a hard time just kind of communicating with people in certain ways. And, the thing is, in our mind, that'll all be going on, but we can't predict what will happen until we're there, and then when we're there, we can make the decision then. And that's it when it comes to first steps. We can spend so much time kind of decision making, will I do it, won't I do it, and going through the reasons whether to go for it or not go for it. But at the end of it, we really consider that the things that we're going for, that we'll actually meet like-minded people. We might, if it's something that we really enjoy and something that really kind of fills us, we might meet people there that, will be very much in line with that, You might have some that aren't, but I suppose if you give everybody a chance, you don't know what their background is, you don't know where they came from, you don't know why they're doing that, so we can't really assume until we get talking to these people. And I always say, and I really like this, that it's better to meet people with curiosity than to meet people with judgment. Sometimes we're quick to judge. I've done that myself many years ago. I would be against that whole thing now. I'm more about just getting to know other people. Everybody has a story, Everyone has a story in them. They all came from somewhere, and they're all kind of looking to go somewhere else. And it's interesting to find out what people have to say about that. Okay, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Back to first steps. So in order to make that first step, I suppose the best thing is to say to yourself, do I really want this? How much do I really want this? And if I really want this so much, what will what will get in my way? Or, should anything get in my way of reaching it? So if your aim is to go for something, but you're concerned about the people around you, or what they might think, or where you're from, or let's say your experience in it, I wouldn't be so concerned about that. Be more concerned about what what kind of holds you back from doing that, because people shouldn't. I'm putting people out there. It could be anything. But yeah, generally, it's people struggle with first steps. It could be something internal, something that you're resisting, and what causes you to resist that? Do you think? Is it like the comfort zone factor, where you're just kind of comfortable in your habits? And if that is the case, can we question that, and can we break that open? It's like, if you're comfortable in your habits but you're not happy with your habits that you've developed, how much do you want it to change, and what are you willing to do to change those habits and change those things, to create a more kind of holistic, more healthier life for yourself? And these are important questions. Like, what does stop us from moving forward? What stops us from making that first step? What anxieties come up? Why do we, let's say, dwell on certain decisions and we don't on others? So we might be quick to go out and buy a new t-shirt, for instance, but when it comes to, and that will give us, some satisfaction, some gratification, and we've no problem doing that. But what about, let's say, the types of food that we put into our body, for instance? Our body is something that we'll have forever. A t-shirt will last a few years, but we'll move on to the next t-shirt. You know what I mean? But our body, for instance, will always be there. So shouldn't we be putting in things that are good for our body? And what stops us from doing that? And yeah, it's important to question, I suppose, rather than, let's say, just trying to make the decision. Money might be a factor. That's another thing. You mightn't have the money in that moment, but if it's something that you really want for yourself, and you're struggling to, let's say, consider it a good investment, if it's something that you've been thinking about for a long time, and you think that it will fill you, it is a tough one, but at the end of it, there can be so many lost years if we don't make the decision in that moment. And to, let's say, work towards that even as a goal, to either earn that money or save that money to get what you really want. And, is it something that fills you as a human being? Does it fill your soul, as opposed to something that's material? Material is okay. It's fine for certain people. That might be something that you'd be working towards, a material thing. But choosing something material that, let's say, is the same price as something that fills you as a human being, gives you a new experience, gives you the ability to grow and learn. I would definitely, question which one is more important. Yeah. If that's, part of your first step decision making process. So yeah, I might do another video on first steps later on. Until then, that's this topic finished in this video. Yeah, as usual, please like and subscribe. If you would like to leave a comment on something that you would like me to discuss, I can have a look at it. I can do that. If you'd like to contact me, my website is thomasbrown.com. Yeah, and otherwise, I hope you make your first step, do your best with it, and ask yourself a lot of questions around it if you're not kind of going forward with it, or certain things might be holding you back, you know. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.